Food is pretty abundant in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but there are still a few things that you guys can do to make your life a little easier when finding ingredients for your latest meal. Welcome to Switch Central, and welcome to the ultimate guide on how to find food in Breath of the Wild. First of all, and perhaps the most obvious, is that food and materials for making food such as plants, herbs and other ingredients will let off a distinct shine effect when nearby. This is an obvious tip but can be forgotten when focusing on something else. If you see a glimmer of light on the ground while meandering around Hyrule, it's probably something you can eat. Unless it's a weapon, like an axe or a sword. Do not eat those, poor Link will be torn to shreds in the bathroom. Well, that first tip was a bit obvious, wasn't it? Fear not, because I have something here that will, a lot of you might not know. Stasis, one of the 3 rooms you find at the start of the game on the Great Plateau, will actually highlight any materials or ingredients in the area. This can be especially useful in wooded areas where everything sort of blends into the environment. Unfortunately, this same feature doesn't work for Cryonis or Magnesis, but Stasis will let you find ingredients that you might not have seen before by hopefully making them glow this golden colour. Thanks Stasis, you always were my favourite rune. Another tip would be to look at the environment you're in to find materials. Entering a cold area? There's more than likely some peppers lying around just outside of the entrance to help you on your way. Found an especially tall looking tree? Climb to the top and you'll find a bird nest full of eggs. Finding food really relies on your sense of environment, so make sure that you take that into account when venturing around Hyrule. Now, so far in my journey in Breath of the Wild, I have found nowhere to fish, which is a little disappointing considering how most other Zelda titles have some form of fishing mechanic. Fear not though, because Link can straight up snatch fish out of the water in Breath of the Wild, so long as your stamina meter remains high. Also, remember to use your archery skills to take down wild creatures, as that will net you 1 or 2 hunks of meat for your meal, which recover around 2 or 3 hearts at a time. Now, this last tip is one based more on cooking. If you want a meal for a specific buff or ability such as cold resistance, heat resistance or stamina increase, then you want to make sure that you only use as much of that ingredient as much as possible when making the meal. For example, here I use only stamina mushrooms to make an energizing mushroom skewer, which increases my stamina at one time once I eat them, but when I use those same stamina mushrooms in another meal, I get no such buffs, none at all. So if you desperately need food for a specific ability, maybe you're about to enter a really hot area, you need some cold resistance, only use the ingredient that will provide this ability. That guarantees the buff. If you mix it with other ingredients, you're not guaranteed to get that ability, and you could find yourself in a bit of a pinch, in a bit of a sticky situation. So there we have it, that is my guide on how to find, hunt, and cook food efficiently in Breath of the Wild. It's a short one, but if you'd like to see more of these Zelda guides, which I'm trying to keep succinct and direct and precise, please let me know. It's the first video on this channel as well, so please let me know what you think. Subscribe, leave a comment, and like if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Steve, that has been Breath of the Wild. Switch Central, complete.